together. This practice is going to be for bedtime, so something you might want to do, maybe about an hour, half hour before you climb into bed. You can even do it right up until you're ready for bed. You just get right into position and kind of do your Shavasana in bed if you want to. We're going to need just a folded towel or a blanket and perhaps a chair. I'm going to show a variation of a Shavasana using just a folding chair, or you can use an ottoman or whatever you have available to you. Okay, we're going to begin in Child's Pose. So you're just going to have your knees wide and your feet touching, so the big toes will touch, and then we're stretching the hips back towards the heels, and then you can just fold your arms, stack up your fist if you want to, and just support the head. So as you're coming into this pose, we're just going to explore your breath. So as you breathe in and out, see if you can feel your breath moving into your belly. See if you can feel your breath moving into your lower back. And just try to release any tension in your head and your neck, in your upper back as you breathe. Fill out the breath all around your spine, so from the upper back and shoulders down to your lower back. So the breath becomes deeper and more expansive each time you breathe in, and then you're letting go of the breath, releasing any tension, releasing any stress. So before we go to bed, we don't want to take all of those things that we've been holding on to all day with us to bed, because we want to be able to rest and get good quality sleep. Let's take 2 more breaths in Child's Pose. And then on your next in-breath, we're going to stretch the arms forward, spread your fingers wide, and then use your breath to come up. So inhale, come up. And then as you exhale, reach back. So take this slowly. Inhale, come up. Exhale back. 2 more. And then this last one, you're staying up in your tabletop. So make sure you have supports under your knees. All right, so hands are going to be right under the shoulders, knees are right underneath of your hips. Cat and cow pose. So on your in-breath, you're pulling your shoulders back, allow your heart to move forward, tailbone lifts, gaze lifts. On your out-breath, you're going to tuck your tailbone, lift your lower belly, round your spine, let your chin come into your chest. And then inhale, just opening up. Whole front of your body opens from tailbone to crown. And then exhale, rounding. Lifting up the lower belly, spine rounds towards the sky. Inhale, opening, heart center. Exhale. 2 more of these. And then you're coming back to tabletop. We're going to walk those hands forward, lower down onto your forearms, and then stretch your legs out, and let's come down to the floor, onto your belly. We're going to stack up the hands, and we're going to rest the forehead on top of it. So as you're coming down here to the ground, I want you to take some deeper breaths into your belly. So we're working on diaphragmatic breathing, which helps to calm the nervous system. So before we go to bed at night, we want to make sure we're in that state of rest and digest and not still in our fight and flight mode. So this will help to reset that. So breathe in through the nose. Let your belly just expand out into the floor. And then exhale, let the breath go. And again, breathe in. Breathe out. Let it all go. You can breathe out through the nose or the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out. And just keep going here. With each breath, just continue to let go of stress and tension, let go of thought and worry.
Okay, 2 more breaths. And then we're going to roll over onto your back. So just taking your time to roll over. And then once you make your way onto your back, we're going to bend the knees. All right, so we're just going to check in here. Feel your shoulders. Let your head relax. We'll do a few just tuck and tilt, just releasing any tension in the low back. And then you're gonna grab your towel or blanket or whatever you have. We're gonna slide that underneath. So you're lifting up your hips and you're gonna place that right underneath of your lower back and sacrum. So I chose to use this softer opening here. So just let your lower back sink into that support. Take some deep breaths in and out. And then you can choose like where you want to go with this one. So I would recommend first just step one leg out and then stretch the other leg out. And this just helps to open the lower belly and the hips. So if you've been sitting a lot, this will open up the hip flexors, and the hip flexors get very tight. And what they do is they grip and they hold on to stress. So when you relax them like this and open them like this, it's a big release, right? It releases a lot of the stress and tension that we hold in our bodies. You're also getting a nice opening here across the front of your chest. So I want you to allow the shoulders to drop down. You can even take your arms out here, turn the palms up towards the ceiling. If this becomes too aggravating for your lower back, then just let your knees bend and you can drop your knees in towards each other. And you can stay in any of these positions for as long as you want. You would just pause the video and stay. The other choice you have is if you want to stretch your legs up towards the ceiling. So if you get your legs up like this off the ground, it really helps with just releasing any built up tension in your leg. So all the blood flowing back down into the heart. And what it does is just helps to let everything go, right? So when you release all the blood, the circulatory system, the lymph, and all that just kind of drains out. So it helps for you to release it. So take some deep breaths here, and you can add movement if you want to circle the ankles or flex and point them. And you can just play around with movement. You can open and close the legs. You can bend and straighten them. And this is a great pose to do before you go to bed at night. Okay, a couple more breaths. And then you can let those feet come back down to the ground. And then you can gently remove the prop so you can slide it out. And then you're going to bend your knees in, and we're going to bring the soles of your feet together. So if you can reach up and grab onto your toes, you can hold onto your big toes and just kind of hold them there. And you can also press into the bottoms of your feet. We have the kidney 1 meridian point is on the very bottom of your foot, so right kind of in the center. So you can press onto that. That's a good way to release any stress there, and it's really good for sleep. We're going to keep the soles of your feet together. We're going to lower them down to the ground, coming into your reclined Cobbler Pose. And if you feel like you need support, like this is way too much of an opening, you can use this folded blanket or towel, and what you could do is wrap it around your feet. So what I like to do is just kind of open it out and bring it around the bottoms of my feet. So you're going to drape it over the top of your shins and ankles. And then that just sets you up for a little bit of a support. Then you place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. And close your eyes. And then take some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And you want to stay in this posture for about 8 to 10 breaths. And just let your lower back release. Let your breath deepen. And just begin to let go of any distracting thoughts. And just feel your breath as it flows in through the nose and out through the nose. Begin to release any tension in your back body, softening the shoulders, the mid-back and lower back. And let your thighs release, your knees, your shins, your calves, and your feet. And then softening the bottoms of your feet and all 10 toes. And then last breath here, you're going to release, and we'll slowly draw those knees towards each other. And you can remove the blanket if you were using it, just setting that aside. And then we're going to windshield wiper the legs. So take the feet wide and take your arms out wide too with the palms facing up, and just let the knees and thighs drop to one side, back to center, and then to the other side. And then if you want to add the arms, you can add arms too. You can stretch them up, bend the elbows, hold on to opposite forearms, and just take the arms in the opposite direction of the legs. You can turn your head in the same direction as the arms. And about 2 more knees. And then you'll come back to center, and then we'll bend the knees into the chest, and we're going to circle. Just massage out the low back. So the important thing to remember is we're just not doing anything that's going to get us excited or stressed, right? So we want to keep everything nice and calm so the breath stays slow, the movements are slow and mindful. Circular movements are really good for the nervous system to calm down. And then we're going to stretch the arms and legs up towards the ceiling. We're just going to do slow circles of the wrists and the ankles. And then go both directions. And then we're going to shake everything out. So I want you to shake out and let go of any tension and holding in your body. And then at this point in time, if you want to go into bed, you can set yourself up for your sleep, Shavasana there. If you want to just, you're still an hour away from bedtime, then you can grab a chair or a stool or whatever you have, an ottoman, and we're going to rest your feet on top of it. And I would definitely have a pillow or some sort of support for your head. So you can make a nice little pillow with your blanket so that it supports your head. And then we're just going to scoot up nice and close and then put your legs up. So you want to have, if you can, see if you can get the backs of your knees up to the edge. If it's too short, that's fine, but if you can, get them up there. And then lay down. So support your head. So maybe tuck the edges of the towel or blanket around your neck and head so it almost like cradles it. And then just let your feet relax. Check in with the shoulders, make sure they're nice and nestled into the ground. And then turn your palms up towards the ceiling. And this is just really nice. It settles the lower back, it settles the hips down towards the ground. Your belly is soft, and then everything just can release. So allow your eyes to close. Return to your breath. Nice, slow and deep. And then let your spine release down. You want to soften and open the front of your body so your belly, your ribs, your chest are nice and open, shoulders are relaxing. And then that relaxation moving down to your arms, hands, and fingers. The throat is relaxed, the neck is soft, and the back of your head feels heavy. And then just relax your scalp, soften your forehead. And let your eyebrows and your eyes just rest and soften from the inner corners of your eyes to the outer corners. And then to your temples, around your ears, to your jaw. Let your jaw unclench. And then soften your lips. Let your tongue rest gently in your mouth. Maybe glide your tongue along the front of your teeth. And then just feel your breath as it flows in and out of your nose. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest. And just allow everything to melt away. Let go of stress, tension, worries. Everything fading to the background so that all there is the breath flowing in and out of your nose. Completely relaxed. And just allow yourself to find sleep here, drifting off. Feel like your body is floating on a cloud. Your whole body feels light. Nothing weighing you down. So if you are already going off to dreamland, continue on that journey. If you're still a little bit away from going to bed, you can stay here for as long as you want. And then when you're ready to come out of it, you bend your knees and then just slowly roll to your side. And then just take your time to come up to a seated position. And then at this point, you could just climb into bed and go to sleep. I wouldn't do anything too active at this point to get your stress level up. Maybe just maybe a cup of tea, something relaxing, read a book, and then just get yourself settled in for sleep. So I hope this helps, and good night. Have a good sleep. Arms up, hands to heart center. Namaste.